On YouTube there are scores of videos from owners of Rolex watches and other brands displaying their watch or collection or discussing aspects of watch collecting. And I can only think of one video that I could add to that, and that's using my Rolex watch winders. However, this video is definitely unique. I've never found this one online. It's about Rolex promotion material. The pullover was given to me by the sales manager of Rolex in the United Kingdom in about 2005. However, as I stated on my other Rolex video, which came from West Malling, Rolex headquarters here in England, I outlined my purchases of Rolex watches throughout the years. I bought this Submariner date model March 1975. I was 19 years old, very unusual to have a Rolex owner at such a young age. And with the watch came this lovely Submariner type anchor. December of that year I received an invite to visit Rolex in Geneva, the headquarters, and at the end of the tour they gave me promotion material which I'd never seen before. These boxer matches, watchword of the world, Golf green marker, Golf tee, Rolex written on it. And then I was put on their annual calendar list, and it's a highlight of my year to be receiving an annual calendar, and I've received one every year since 1975. I'm going to show you now my entire Rolex collection, which might be one of the biggest in the world, but I must stress it's only a fraction of what Rolex must produce for the promotion market, and they give a lot of this material away at events where you've got to be very lucky to be invited to be alongside the likes of Sean Connery and other Rolex luminaries. And I've got this beautiful travel bag from Luis. He's a Rolex owner with his brother in Panama City, the only watch company that sells Rolex in the country. And he gave me a few items inside this bag, and I'm going to be like Father Christmas. I'm going to unload them and show you what I've collected over the years. And you can help me out here. If you really like this video, you'll watch it a second time and you'll count the items I actually own. I've received a couple of paper clips from Rolex in headquarters in England over the years, and you might say after watching this video what they don't make. What on earth do they not make? Talking about videos, this is a DVD I got from Valletta Malta Service Centre of the Middle Earth Rolex yachting race. Mouse mat. And in the older days, Rolex shops used to be a little bit more generous in giving items away. They're not allowed to do it at all nowadays. So some of these items are never going to be given to customers. When I used to go to Green Street, where Rolex used to be in the 70s and 80s, the woman there used to save items for me, and every 6 months I'd go to London, she'd have a bag of goodies for me. And this is a Rolex block of message paper. Richard Kemp, when he was sales manager of Rolex in Britain, he sent me these from Bexley, and you can see the Rolex written on the side of the sunglasses, curved sunglasses and a curved pouch. Very lucky to have those. When John Hunt was working for Rolex, he gave me 2 versions of watch display stands. Rolex shops would never give you these now, but John knew me quite well, and I don't sell these, I keep them all. I've got a Rolex mini memo sheet pad with telephones and addresses. Rolex used to produce everything in green, then they went over to fawn, but I still prefer the corporate colour, as this old wallet shows you. And this is rare, I've never seen one of these before. Rolex coaster. I managed to scrounge this from the city of Muscat in Oman, in the service centre. And when I visited China, Rolex said to me, "Ah, you travel, Mr. Turner. Here's a wallet for all the currencies of your money that when you travel around the world." But I don't travel with this, I just store my spare cash in here. I saw this Rolex magnifying glass in a shop in Jerusalem. I wrote to Rolex Switzerland, and in those days they're more generous than they are now, and they gave me this. Another pillow pad to display a watch in a shop. And there's a Rolex pin lapel crown, which I got from a jeweller in a foreign country. Likewise with this one. Italy, I think I got this from years ago. And we've got Rolex pouch for keys, Rolex embossed. In Athens last October, I managed to scrounge one of my Rolex pens. Henry Hudson, when he was managing director of Rolex in Britain, he gave me some items such as the golf ball, and he also gave me a very expensive Parker pen, which would only be given to customers who buy the gold watches. And here I've got to show you a lovely Rolex translucent paperweight, like a watch winding crown with a logo on. Watch winders like this showing the 2 spots, which you get on the GMT model. These come out every year, they give them to jewelers at the Basel Watch Fair. Different versions come out, very rare to get. Rolex in Barbados gave me this when I replaced my Submariner date, 2017. Yachtsman's keyring. If this falls into the sea, it won't sink because this Rolex shaped marker buoy is utterly buoyant. And I do like these Rolex key fobs that Rich Kemp gave me years ago that I've got a lifetime supply of. Another Rolex pen. And this cocktail stick, this is one of the first items I ever had. It was given to me when I visited Geneva when I was a mere 20-year-old. I've collected some lanyards. Rolex Geneva sent me this when I asked for one. And I've got some more lanyards. This is the best one of the lot. Basic one in corporate colour green. The trouble is these items are too nice to use. Rolex Wimbledon training tennis ball. Another pad from a shop. And these pouches, you put your watch either side of this felt, which stops the bracelet from scratching the back of the watch, and you can post your watch to Rolex for service or use it as your own travel pouch. Another display pouch from a shop. Luis in Panama kindly gave me this Rolex golfer's towel to clean clubs and balls. Panama City this came from. And look at this, my friend Caleb Duckworth in Panama gave me this Rolex yachting flag. I received this lovely tie from Rolex Panama when Luis gave me this in 2013. And these are gloves that jewelers are expected to wear when they're handling watches in front of the client. And this grey pouch was given to me by the managing director of Rolex in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Here's a collection of baseball caps. They're different colours, or the logo is on the side only, or on the front only. Sometimes they got Rolex written with an event, but I prefer the plain ones. This was sent to me from a woman who worked in a shop in Bath, best Rolex shop in the country, or jewellers in the country. We got Rolex at the side here, and Rolex written at the front. I got this one from Venice last October. This is a promotion book for the Rolex Deep Sea watch. A lot of collectors would want this from me, but I don't sell anything. Another Rolex tennis ball. I also collect Rolex cloths. This is just an ordinary plain cloth with a Rolex stamped in the corner. I clean my watch every day. Some are better than others. There's Rolex written all over the cloth. This is the old thick cloth they used to have. Wash your watch with a soft brush, soap and lukewarm water if it's a Rolex Oyster. That's written in several languages. The shop in Venice gave me this lovely cloth last year with Rolex embossed. And I got a collection of Rolex paperwork, diary, leather bound, credit card holder, old style in green, notes and credit cards. Had this since the 1980s, very old, bit battered. Used to get an annual calendar going in there, paper refills, a little address book, and all these items are scattered around my house. And I've had to make this video about 3 or 4 times this morning, because when I'm talking I realise I've overlooked something. And would you believe it, I overlooked the umbrellas earlier on, something as big as those. Different versions, the crown only, Rolex in the middle or at the corner, different size paper. Writing pads, different colour paper, all in green, not gold and green. Crown only, Rolex written all over here. I don't know where I got this coaster from, but I do remember where I got this. This is a Rolex Swiss Army knife given to me by Rolex in Madrid. Dave Cutler gave me this when I visited St James's Square in London. A Rolex tray for odds and ends is a special word for that, but I've forgotten what it is. But as I said, what don't Rolex make? I was given this by a Rolex shop in London in February of this year. I nearly fell through the floor when I was given this miniature umbrella. This tin was given to me by Rolex Service Centre when they used to replace and return your old spare parts. Now they don't do that because unfortunately they end up on eBay. Another beautiful pen. Now, one of the pens I showed you would be placed in here. There you are. And Rolex collaborated with Salvadori jewellers in Venice using Murano glass and made this beautiful paperweight, which I was given when I bought a Rolex winder. And look what Luis in Panama gave me. This is a Rolex wind cheater. It's got a Rolex label, but it's very discreet. You've got a Rolex crown here, and on one of the sleeves it's got the Rolex crown and name. It's so discreet in this position I can't even find it. There it is, Rolex. Now I'm a little bit self-conscious of wearing Rolex items because it looks a little bit too showy. So when I was given this umbrella, I said to Richard at Rolex, it's a little bit too noticeable. So he then gave me a green Rolex umbrella with just a very discreet inclusion of the logo. So we've got two massive umbrellas. And that lovely woman used to work in Green Street. I walked in there one day, and that block of paper I showed you, she said, Mr. Turner, I've been saving some items for you. So there you are, you got a nice tennis player's grip. And the last thing I'll show you, this isn't promotion material, but this is one reason that I'm a Rolex aficionado. I won a Rolex watch in 1993, Spirit of Enterprise, because I had a project that would search for and possibly locate the coffin of Sir Francis Drake. The media and Rolex gave me lots of support, but bureaucracy, the governments did not. Plus there wasn't sufficient interest in the project. However, I do fall into one of the categories of a person who buys a Rolex to wear it for the proper use. And I will continue collecting Rolex memorabilia. It's getting harder and harder because some of these shops don't receive so much as they used to, or shops are expected to buy it. The only way to get a copious supply of these items is to be famous enough to be invited to Rolex events. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you've never seen one of these videos before, because I'm hoping a lot of you will think, hey, I didn't know Rolex produced all those items, I just thought they produced watches. So I'm hoping that I will get more items and maybe one day show you another video on how the collection's been expanded. Thanks for your attention.